Hi there, my name is Daphne. I'm one of the essay correctors here at IeltsPodcast.com. Thank you for sending in your essays for correction. Really good idea to get some feedback before your exam. Okay, this is to do with Airbnb accommodation. Now, the one first comment is that you've repeated the words from the question kind of a bit too much here. So this says interest in Airbnb accommodation. Now, your challenge in this task one and actually when you do the task two as well, is to try and avoid using the same words as that are in the question. This information, obviously, you have to use, but we can vary this a little bit. So the bar chart illustrates the statistics regarding enthusiasm for or use of Airbnb housing services according to 5 different age categories. That's fine. Overall, it's clear to see that individuals aged 25 to 34, so if you've got age that, you can't have that. You do one or the other. Had the most interest or were most enthusiastic for or used the services most often compared to. So you've got while, which is a nice word, which is absolutely fine, showed the least interest. Now, it's really important. So you've got while there, but you could have had in contrast to or compared to. Okay, so these are the other words that we're going to want to look for during this essay. You're comparing and contrasting information. That's fine. The least interest, good. Nice superlatives there. Generally, the percentage of people showing an interest. So we want to avoid this. Yeah, so we need to paraphrase that. I mean, say it differently. Started to decline. As they got older, I'd probably say with age is a little bit nicer way of saying that. And then you're not using the word got, which is not very high level. People aged 16 to 24. Okay, so you could say the services were most popular among the 16 to 24 age group. Okay, in a way that you did that. Makes it a little bit more interesting in terms of the way to read it. Interest peaked, good, or reached a peak. This age group of 55%, good. You could have linked those two with whereas. It's also quite a useful word for this kind of essay. Sorry. Okay. So you could have linked it using whereas. It would be quite nice. Proportion of 45%. Good. So that's all very nice there. And people were less attracted, very good, as they, yes, as they got older. Yeah, we want to avoid that. Or you could say the older age group, or the older the age group, comma, the less attracted they were, would be quite nice. With 38% interest in 45 to 54, and yes, sorry, and less interested. Yes, okay, that's really nice. 10% less interested than. You'd have to say less interested than would be the way to do it. Individuals aged 55 to 60 will be 10% less interested. Okay, and interested than those. So those were these ones registering 28%. Okay, so that would be just tidy up that bit as well. So you've done nicely on that. That's absolutely fine. What I've tried to put in there is more of the comparing and contrasting language. So that's what the examiner is going to be looking at for this bit. You've highlighted the main features. I mean, that's kind of quite obvious. But the skill is making comparisons, which you're doing, but it's just getting these into sentences that join together rather than just individual sentences. So good on that one. So international marketing sometimes seems invasive and intrusive. But global marketing, so the most important thing is you need to show me you understand advertising isn't the kind of advertising element, which you do, so that's great. We don't want to be talking about trade, which is quite easy mistake to make. So global marketing is sometimes considered to be invasive and intrusive to the nation involved. Okay, so same comment as the task one. Don't repeat the same words as are in the question here. You get no marks for this. Okay? If you use their words, they're not interested. You want to get maximum marks for lexical resource. That means your vocabulary, and that means you need to show your own words. So considered to be detrimental, or considered to be negative, or considered or not always received well. While others believe it's a necessity and a financial form of teaching, okay, as well as gaining knowledge on different aspects of a country. Yeah, okay, so I think I'd say global marketing and advertising. And then immediately you will say to the examiner, okay, I know what you're talking about when you talk about advertising. Okay, I believe in international marketing, so again, change it to advertising, just call it advertising, or global advertising, or just advertising really, can be very beneficial. You don't need the punctuation if you're going to use however, so I lose that and keep however. I also agree that it can have adverse ramifications, right? Don't believe don't you on these essays, just take one opinion, one side. It doesn't matter if you don't really believe it. So I would take out I also agree, because that's just confusing. So however, it can or quite useful is the modal verbs here, could have adverse ramifications, good word, to the country involved. This essay will discuss why some people think that, you could say here, corporate sales strategies, a nice way around it, are invasive. You'd have to have a plural verb there. Are invasive, and secondly, how they can be advantageous regarding different aspects. Okay, really nice, good. Do you see the point I'm trying to make here about not repeating the words in the question and immediately showing the examiner you understand the question? Okay, that's really important for task achievement. International marketing is believed to be unwanted and intrusive by some people. Okay, change your way around that, and change your way around that. They believe, okay, I wouldn't say, I'm cautious about this. Some people is not, it's a little bit too general. Yeah, it's not very academic. So you could say some professionals believe, or some companies believe. Yeah, and then you could say they, because you've already said companies. Believe it can have a negative impact on their country because advertising products from overseas could negatively impact on the sales of a nation's own products. Exactly. Well done. You've got the point. For example, after the advertisement of Belgian chocolate in Japan, Japanese citizens started to prefer Belgian chocolate. As a result, sales of Japanese chocolate decreased by 85%. Okay, I think you need a final comment in here. Thus, or it is therefore clear that the impact of a campaign may be negative or detrimental to the host nation. Okay, so in order to get maximum marks on your task achievement and your coherence, these are quite useful, these sentences. So this paragraph is nice. You've done a good example here. It's great, really clear. Just sort of support your example. And then the paragraph, there's a nice sort of complete paragraph. However, other people argue that global marketing can be beneficial. Yeah, when a company sends their employees abroad to advertise their product, they can benefit. Instead of can, just let's mix this up a bit. Could, may, might benefit by gaining more knowledge about the nation's language and culture. Another point to consider is that people become more interested in a country when they like their products. Good. So you could talk about a benefit, positive benefit of tourism. In 1956, France started selling and advertising their wine across many countries, and as a result, instead of many people again, we're using people a lot. Consumers or enthusiasts started to have an interest in the French culture and language. Good. Really, really good point again. Now you could say, therefore. Yeah? And make another little comment there. Okay, in conclusion, I believe that international marketing can be quite advantageous when it comes to sharing ideas and culture between countries. However, uh, so again, don't put however like that. There is no doubt that, yeah, it could also be intrusive or detrimental. Okay? Yeah, so it can be intrusive depending on the country. Good, absolutely. So you've done a really, really nice essay here. What I think you can do, I don't know when your exam is, but I would recommend that if you have time, have a look at the online course we do, or have a look at the essay correction service we do, because you are so close to getting really good grades in this. I think there's a lot we can work with. You absolutely get it, but I think we can kind of upgrade it just by a bit more practicing and hopefully a bit more feedback. You've done really well in understanding the task, because a lot of people find that difficult. Your essay is quite coherent. I think we could develop the ideas a bit more. I think we could add in some more fancy grammar, and I think we could definitely work on the vocabulary, okay? So there's some stuff to do, but this is a really, really good start. Well done. Thanks very much.